I guess let me play the intro. Let me give y'all the intro right quick. Peace. I am Phillip Roundtree, and you are tuned into the June 30th edition of Rhetorically Speaking. Shout out to the people who will be tuned in on Facebook Live. Shout out to the people who are watching on YouTube Live. And props to those people who are watching on IG Live, even though I haven't started streaming yet, because they like the people that's just lagging in the back. You know what I'm saying? So listen. And I'm going to give it a few minutes. Let's have a conversation, right? Let's have a conversation about how it never seems to fail when you working from home. And you got the people that's in the background who just wants to be loud. Why is that? Why can't they just, they could be quiet all the other times. But when they come down to do it, you doing your thing, they want to make noise. But clearly, I don't have nothing to give y'all today. I'm going to keep it real. Like, unless y'all got some questions, we could sit and rap. We could rap attack. Because it ain't much happening on my end of town. Again, we could talk about COVID. I'm going to give it some more time to see if some people get up in this chat. I ain't do no real promoting for Rhetorically Speaking today. Let me try to share this to, let's see, I'm going to share this to my page, but yeah, I ain't got nothing to talk about. I just got finished doing 3 hours of radio, and I'm a little tired. From 4 to 7, I guest hosted on a radio station here in Philly. First time really doing like Zoom. I guess this would be considered like Zoom work. Shout out to Lita who was tuned in on IG Live. I'm sure she about to hit me with some, Phil, you not protecting black women with your shirt right now. You say black healing matters. Black women's healing matters. But I digress. But yeah, so that was my first real experience in doing like Zoom work where it mattered. Like, Rhetorically Speaking mattered. This is work. The men's group that I run matters. But this the first one where, like, I can't really flub up. Because if I flub up, I'm on live radio in tens of thousands of households. So, but it went good. I'm not as exhausted as I thought I was going to be. And so, of course, I had to come and do my own stuff because, again, when you working for, it might be cliche, but if you going to work with somebody else, you better make sure you working on your own stuff too, right? Because that's critical. So what y'all talking about? I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't got nothing to talk about right now. So if you wanna give some thoughts, some opinions, I'm going to give it a few minutes. Let me see. While y'all sitting waiting, I'm going to go to... Let me see what's happening on... Just so you know where I get my news from. I go to CNN. And then I go to the Shade Room. I feel like that's a good back-to-back to get some real information to keep the pulse on what's happening in the world. I'm not necessarily a TMZ type of person. Random thoughts. I don't even have no random thoughts. Like, feel free to throw out a question or get my opinion on something. But let's see. Biden slams wartime President Trump. Can someone tell Terry Crews to shut the fuck up? Listen, Terry Crews is such an interesting character. Some might not call him polarizing, but I view Terry Crews as being a polarizing figure. at this stage of the game, because he was Julius. And like, I don't think his stock with black folk has been any higher than when he was Julius on Everybody Hates Chris. Because I think for a lot of people it resonated. It might have been their father who was hardworking, but who always wanted to save a quick buck. You know he cared about his family. That was never a question. He tolerated some of y'all mamas, right? You know some of y'all dads. You look around and you like, hey, mom, dad, how you tolerate mom? I know my daughter gonna do that when she get older. She's like, hey, dad, listen, I don't know how you co-parented with that situation, but yo, big ups to you. And then he just had this fall from grace. Like, matter of fact, his stock was even higher when he went through that whole him being fondled situation. That whole fondle situation. Like, maybe it was just black women that was in his corner. But there was some cis black men who saluted Terry for being transparent, being open and honest, because D.L. Hughley talking about what he would have done in that situation. Nobody knows what they would have done in that situation, because we know people love to be Miss Cleo with situations, and then often we see that they Miss Cleo with it. That homie of yours, that friend of yours who say they talk a mean game, then they get punched in their face. And so Terry Crews, his stock was kind of high. We was liking him. He did white chicks. It was kind of, But then he started coming out with the comments. And now his most recent comment. What was Terry Crews' most recent comment? He said something about today. Oh God, Terry. We must ensure, if you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, and ideology. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better. What the hell does that mean? What does that even mean? Like, I'm past the point of trying to understand him, because I realize that I can't, and I realize that I won't. I realize he has this invisible chip on his shoulder, the same thing Joe Rogan talked about, which I don't know why folk care about Joe Rogan, especially black folk, when he's saying that we fighting an invisible enemy. No, the shit's very tangible. But Terry Crews operates in this interesting space where he wants to appeal to everybody. He does. He wants to appeal to everybody. But something happened, something triggered in him to where now, and I don't know if he's just trolling or if he truly feels this way. Because we know what people do for the attention. They'll sell their mother for the attention. Or if he truly feels this way. Even after the backlash that he had with his last tweet, like black supremacists, and it's just like, well, we could tell, Terry, you're not necessarily a critical thinker when you use terms like black supremacists, which is an oxymoronic statement to make. I think, well, it's starting to feel to me that Terry Crews has been traumatized in some way, the same way I think about Candace Owens. I'm mad I even said her name. Felt like I just cursed. But I think it's something deep-rooted, this lack of acceptance by people that look like them, that they actually created in their own mind. But now they found this white acceptance, and they're trying to lean completely into it. Because they're like, why not? The problem is some of them think they can always come back home. And so with Candace Owens, I think it's a part of her that knows that she can come back home. Because that's just who we are as black folk. We sort of, kind of welcomed OJ back home. We say, all right, come on in, OJ. Just go sit nowhere. Just sit down over there. Don't nothing up. Right? But again, with Terry, unless somebody truly sits down and has a deep dive conversation with him, then I don't think we'll ever truly understand what's running through Terry Crews's mind. Because the optics look bad. The optics look awful for Terry Crews. But again, it makes me wonder, is he concerned about ingratiating himself to black folk? He's on America's Got Talent, Next Talent, whatever the ish called. He has the Brooklyn Nine-Nine show. Leader says I should invite him to my group. Listen, he not gonna come. But again, I think it's something going on beneath the layers. Like he's one of those people where I'm sure they said he's not black enough because they already talked about his wife being biracial, and they keep saying he's married to a white woman. So I'm sure that's stuck in his crawl. Terry probably never got the acceptance that he wanted. He probably never got hugs that he desired from black men and women. He didn't get the flowers. Even on blackity black shows like My Wife and Kids. He was perceived as like the sideshow, the guy with the pecs. Even though he created this image for himself. Says so that's a weak defense to wife. Listen, I mean, we don't know what their bond is like. Like, if you disrespecting my wife, would that cause me to lash out at a group of people? Sure, why not? Does it excuse it? No. But again, I don't have answers to this. But we just we see him continuously put his foot in his mouth. On the radio show I was just doing, just to switch gears, I saw the killer of Rayshard Brooks. He got bail, $500,000, $250,000 of it related to felony murder. Then the other charges had like $20,000 each, which was like assault, might have been felonious assault, kicking Rayshard Brooks while he was on the ground. And I was peeved. Because I've seen people get remand. Again, watch me notice me using my Law and Order terminology. I watch people get remand for lesser crimes. I might have even felt better if 490,000 of it was a result of the felonious murder. But again, it goes to show what a black life is worth. We see people get roofed for drug charges. They get roofed for drug charges. And so this is where, again, where we try to have that conversation where we talk about defund versus abolish. Yeah, we want to defund, but we want to abolish. We want to change the entire infrastructure. That's been created in favor of whiteness. So I was peeved. Those of you who are just tuning in, listen, I ain't got no real topics I'm talking about. I'm just rapping. If you got a question, give me a question. Going back to our original thing on Terry Crews, Sam says sometimes wealth makes black people forget where they come from. Like your wealth doesn't buffer you from racism. I don't think he forgot where he came from, but I think he's been rejected by black folk. He feels that he's been rejected by black folk, especially black men. Like, think about his response to D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley was in the wrong. And all those other chumps and toxic black folk were talking about, oh, you should have fought back if he grabbed your package. Your muscle's not for nothing. Until they've been sexually assaulted. Some of them have been sexually assaulted. And they just haven't told anybody about it. And so I think a part of him felt like he was rejected by black men. And so he hung his hat on black women. And then that situation where Gab Love went down. Gabrielle Union. Why I call it Gab Love? Gab Union went down. And now here he is. He's like, listen, I no longer have black women that are allies. Black men don't F with me. He has no real sense of identity. I think that could be it. He's struggling with identity. Yeah, don't save me that story, Linnea. I'm going to send you a story I saw about a white guy who shot his daughter, black boyfriend. His bail was only $500. The young man survived. No, thank you. Do not send that past my way. That's the easiest way to get blocked. And you know I got love for you. That's the easiest way to get blocked. I don't do recreational trauma anymore, man. Like, I hate pulling up news stories, but I got to do it because I have this outlet. You know, for me, somebody who lives with depression and anxiety, I gotta curate my social media experience. And so, no, I'm not watching police videos. I understand why I get sent. I didn't see George Floyd get killed. I ain't see Rayshard Brooks get killed. I ain't hear Elijah McClain scream for his life. I'm okay. I'll leave that to everybody else. I don't need to be in the know. As I always said, I saw Philando Castile get killed. I saw some random young boy that got killed on Facebook Live. So I'm okay. I am okay. What else y'all talking about? See, the problem is with us, though. Like, this shouldn't even be a news story. Terry Crews facing backlash. Like, you shouldn't pay him any attention. We shouldn't even be paying folk like this any attention, man. Let people get their ish off and keep it moving. I don't know. I think we different, man, because everybody wants to be in the know. Everybody wants to be in the know. Everybody has an opinion. That's the reason why I got this show. What else y'all talking about out here? I'm trying to see. I'm sitting here on... I'll give y'all a few more minutes. I try to bring the alacrity every day. Mel Brooks died. Wait. Oh, Carl Reiner died. I have no idea who this white man is. Exactly. Attention is a drug. As I was saying about the Fabulous and the Fabulous Jadakiss, I didn't watch it. I tuned in for like 0.2 seconds, and I felt convicted. I felt it in my spirit. So I couldn't participate. I feel like I'd be complicit in condoning Fabulous's domestically violent past towards Emily B. I don't know what Emily B doing. That's on her. They could have reconciled. They could have went to individual therapy. They could have went to couples therapy. But again, I don't need that burden of proof. It's like court, right? It's like you got reasonable doubt, which you need in criminal court. You don't need that in civil court, and so that's the space I'm operating out of. The civil court, like I don't need much information. I heard you did that. All right, I'm cool. I saw so many memes popping up that said that Jada won and Jada was entirely inebriated. And that's what I kept saying, like Jada's inebriated, Jada's inebriated, Jada's inebriated. Again, grown man, right? But at some point, wait, before I get to that, Marcel J. Davis says, I felt convicted, but I went ahead and watched it. Everybody got their own ledge, Marcel. Like, everybody got their own ledge. I don't know. I got to show grace, I guess. It wasn't worth it to me. Like, I'm big on, I don't want to say integrity, because that feels like I'm being harsh towards you if somebody decided to watch it. But I'm big on walking it like I talk it. My therapist, she always say to me, Phil, you got to be congruent, And so I don't want to sit here and talk about how, Dominique Remy Fells was murdered here in Philadelphia by an abusive black man and then go show love to an abusive black man who I don't know that he's atoned. Right? I think that was part of it. Lita says, did Fab show Emily grace when he knocked out her two front teeth? Listen, my thoughts on that is, I don't know what's taking place within a relationship, right? Could they very well have went to therapy, couples therapy? Very much so. Could they be working on their issues on a daily basis? For sure. Did he have an opportunity to speak to it and he didn't offer anything of substance? Indeed. And so that just left me up to my own devices to conclude, listen, I don't know what's taking place, but you living in the public eye, you want your entire life to be on the public eye, but now you want this to be private. And you want this to be private, yet you still want our money. You still want us to patronize whatever it is that you have to offer. And so I can't do it. And I think the more we start to be just congruent with our lives and our word and let our actions match it, we'll be better off for it. Again, I say I show grace because who am I? It's going to be something that take place tomorrow where I might. Matter of fact, I watched the Cosby Show earlier. This morning. I know everything Bill did, and it's heinous and it's egregious, and he needs to be right where he is. But on the other end, I watched the Cosby Show because I thought it had some redeeming value. And so it's important that we each know our ledge, right? See, me watching Fab last night didn't have any redeeming value. For me. Would it have been entertaining? Would it have been nostalgia? Yeah, that's cool. But like I did, I went and watched Fatal Attraction on TV One. I enjoyed that. Some could say somebody else might not find any redeeming value in watching the Cosby Show. I appreciate what it meant for that era. Lita says, I think watching the Cosby Show is different. I didn't watch it for Bill. Bill was a part of it. Bill was comical. For individuals who didn't have a father, he was that figure who you might ascribe to be as you get older. I mean, he was an integral part of that whole situation that was taking place. Would somebody be wrong if they brought that up and say, "But you watch the Cosby Show"? Yeah, exactly. Everybody has their own ledge. But nah, I'm cool on Fab. What else y'all talking about on these streets? I'm trying to see. Ain't nothing happening. And so feel free. You don't gotta sit and watch. This is an active Be an active participant. COVID's still running crazy. I don't know how it is where y'all live at. Y'all Florida mofos, y'all Texas mofos, y'all crazy. I just saw a picture that said "Bar Lives Matter" from Texas. White people be showing y'all what they feel about, how they feel about black people, and how they feel about our movements. Bar Lives Matter. Like Texas, you did this to yourself. You opened up at the end of April when nobody else and their mama was open. Now, because he got to shut the studio down like Puff did on Making the Band, now you out here up in arms. Homie of mine, Mike Olnick, he said, and it's true, there's a correlation between all lives matter people, bar lives matter people, and the people that's out here not wearing face masks. They just don't give a f about life. But yet, I think for some of y'all still be trying to reach these people. You be trying to connect with them. I have no desire. I have no desire to change anybody's mind. I'm not going to sit there and be up in somebody's face with a Black Lives Matter and somebody with an All Lives Matter across from me. I have no desire to chant in their face. That's that. Now we talk about distractions. We talk about distractions. That's a distraction. Y'all be trying to change the wrong folk. The people who letting you know where they are, where they stand. Lovisa says they open for the wrong reasons. Nothing good can come out of that. Well, clearly, there's nothing good coming out of it. Tens of thousands of people are testing positive on a daily basis. Fauci said today, he said, listen, we're going to start seeing quite possibly 100,000 positive cases a day. Y'all who were tuned in yesterday, y'all heard me talk about how asymptomatic people, CAT scans are showing have lung damage. So a lot of, oh Lord, that wasn't a cough either. That was a laugh. I don't want y'all thinking that was COVID. So people out here, the asymptomatic people not being tested. Some of y'all walking around here with diminished lung capacity and you have no idea. Then you spreading it to people. I'm all right. I'll wait till we get into the black zone. Which means, listen, we got some type of vaccine. Naj Release on IG says, my bro was laid off in Houston. Half his plant company has COVID. I mean, we saw that in Minnesota, right? Wasn't that in Minnesota with Amazon? A large portion of the company tested positive for COVID. We saw it in West Virginia at Planet Fitness. They want 200 people to get tested because they came in contact with this one person. Listen, COVID not playing with y'all. Y'all keep talking about this flu. Y'all keep talking about it's the flu. And look who the people saying it. The people that saying it's the flu are the same people who not wearing masks, and they're the same people that saying all lives matter, blue lives matter. Like, I feel like I got the archetype. I hope I use that word right. Am I the only one that use a word and then they go and Google it just to make sure that they use it right? archetype, a very typical example of a certain person. I think I might have used it right, I might not have used it right, but that's what I do. White people made masks about politics. I didn't make it about politics. Look at you, all Joe. No, I know I didn't use it right. Oh, you said no. I'm not the only one who look it up. My bad. I thought you was criticizing me. My bad. I got black manish for a second there. I was ready to jump down your throat. Um, yeah, they made it about politics. Dumb people have made it about politics. And again, I said I'm not one to call people stupid, but stupid folk make it out of politics. Make it about politics. And I don't like using the term stupid because I think everybody has something to offer. We're a genius one way or another, even if it's just a genius in living our lives and being able to survive. But people don't wear masks. Yes, my bad is an apology. I'm not doing this with you. And again, the same people who made it about politics are the same people who say all lives matter, or the same people that say blue lives matter, and out here catching COVID. Like, you start to notice a trend. You start to notice a trend. Like, these things all start to fit. So I'm going to continue to wear the mask because I care about me, if anything else. I don't even know if that's good. I don't care if I care about y'all. I care about me, first and foremost. Says I was perturbed that the baby reenacted George Floyd death in his BET Awards act, completely unnecessary and re-traumatizing. I mean, I get that take. I wasn't as offended. What's up, Steve? I wasn't as offended by it. Um, it was artistic. I think it did remind some of us who needed reminding. And see, this differs from the conversation that I had about the black and white people who reverse slavery in their picture. Because it's like, what's the purpose of this? Like, who are you speaking to? And so I can understand how some people would view the knee on the neck as being insensitive to the moment, being problematic. But then again, I know artists to be edgy, and it might contradict what I just said. I think the fact that it wasn't lengthy, I think he got right in, unfortunately got right in and got right out. Like, it was just the opening. Now, I don't know what song he did. I think that's, and I didn't think with the BET Awards, some of those songs that they were doing, like Meg Thee Stallion, I wasn't necessarily feeling, I wasn't feeling twerking. Like, and it's not for me. I'm not supposed to feel it, or maybe I am supposed to feel it. But I just wasn't, it just didn't fit the mood of the show. Then I don't want to hear you twerk over Easy E beat. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't for me. Like, you can't, and again, I understand duality. I understand that, we're not monoliths. I could have did without Meg Thee Stallion. I could have did without some of Amanda Seales' jokes. Probably could have did without Amanda Seales. What I did think was dope was Jennifer Hudson. Like, her as Aretha, I'm actually looking forward to that. Now in these biopics, I mean they've been hit and miss. Like it depends who makes them. Are they on Lifetime? Are they in the movie theater? But I was like, yo, because we know she could really blow. So we know unless they got tracks playing over her, she gonna be singing these songs. I think Jennifer Hudson is just like a gem that gets overshadowed. Even in movies like what was that, Dreamgirls? Like she was better than Beyonce, but people love Beyonce. Who else is a gem? Wayne Brady. For those who've known me for a period of time, you know that I wish Wayne Brady was my homie. I think he's super talented, but he's corny, and we know how black folk feel about corny people. Corny people, and maybe because I'm quote unquote corny, that's why I like him. I think he's super talented. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. We came over to him when he it said is Wayne Brady gonna have to smack up? And it's unfortunately that it was that skit, that line, that ingratiated him to black folk. But I mean, again, as I talked about yesterday, overall, I thought the awards was dope. I was thoroughly surprised. Thoroughly surprised. Yeah, because Marcel says he can rap too. Yeah, he freestyles on that show. What's that show? That improv show. What else y'all talking about out here? So, unless y'all give me something, man, I gave y'all a strong 37 minutes and 30 seconds. Whose line is it anyway? Yeah, that's the name of it. What else y'all got going? All right. Well, hopefully something else pop off tomorrow. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Till tomorrow at 7. Peace.